Hey, good morning, or good afternoon. We've been forgetting the time of day it is. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the training. And thank you so much for joining me. On today's training, we're going to be diving into exactly how you can start an online business, use the same skills to actually elevate your current brick and mortar business if you have one, because that's what I did before I even started my online components. And what I also love about this particular training that I'm sharing with you today, it's really just going to help you develop several income streams. So without much ado, I just want to share my screen so that we can go directly into the crux of things today without taking too much of your time. Cool. So on your screen, you're going to see, is this webinar worth my time? And really today, it's simply to share with you how I use simple strategies to elevate my business and to grow my business and to also start the income streams that I have currently online without sounding like the marketing gurus that everybody sounds like. You know, I just find in this particular industry, some people, to elevate themselves and to get ahead of things, they just generally shoot down what the next person is doing. And really, this is not what the training is here for today. So now, if you don't already have an online business or an offline business for that matter, and you're just thinking, you know what, all I have is a passion and a prayer. Well, I'm going to say then you are in the right place so that we can ignite together your path moving forward. Do you think that sounds something interesting to you? So I've already introduced and greeted a lot of people offline before starting to record this particular webinar. I didn't want to make it a thing on recording it because, you know, sometimes we'll say we'll watch that thing when it's recorded and we never get there. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for joining in with me. Thank you for that interaction that we had at the beginning of the webinar. It usually makes the live webinars absolutely exciting. So again, as I was saying, the simple strategies we're really going to use today or talk about today is going to share with you how it has helped me elevate my brick and mortar company and create a couple of incomes, or rather a few income streams online, really just positioning my passion. My biggest passion is about training and coaching, and that's really what I'm here for. So whatever I do online, I usually suggest that we will go into a space where once you've gone through the program, come and join me in my secret group where we are able to share and discuss a lot of things on hand. So my offline method, I also bring it online so that we can help each other grow and accelerate, bounce ideas off of each other, and just take it to another level. And because keeping it simple is the best way to start, we will accomplish all of the things that we have, at least I've set out for the day. We're going to accomplish it without any of the big startup costs, the brick and mortar sort of costs that we have. Like for my brick and mortar company, I have an office, desk, tables, laptop, yada, yada, yada. For the fact that you've already registered and you are on this particular webinar, at least tells me the main tool that you will need. And for the fact that we are doing this live, you've got internet access and a laptop, so you are already good to go. So I'm going to show you how I use the internet now versus what I did before. I used to just have a silly little post, sometimes of my cat. My cat is sitting here next to me, sometimes of my cat. And, you know, you'll say, oh, my furry baby, or whatever the case is. But now it's no longer about my cat, in as much as I love her. Let me just show you her. She's come to keep mommy company. Say hello to everybody. So it's not about Aria and making Aria like all about the center of my life, because I've also got 2 human kids and I've got 1 furry baby. It's now about using social media and the internet to accelerate my business, to grow leads, and really just to amp it up. So is this webinar worth your time? if you've ticked off any of those boxes, then certainly it is worth your time. Just tapping onto, so who am I? Okay, some of you may have just thought, okay, well, this is an interesting subject line. Let me listen to her, but I don't know her. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. I'm an entrepreneur, property investor, and keynote speaker. All right. I run my brick and mortar company, which is FHC Consulting. You can find it online. You'll be able to see all the stuff that I do. And I really center around training and coaching. Why? Because I really believe, to get into who we are in terms of our passions, we need to direct it somewhat with a skill. And I really enjoy the space of training and coaching. I'm a property investor, not because I'm a trust fund baby, won the lotto, have a lot of money, but my husband and I got into a lot of trouble in terms of business. We are serial entrepreneurs, and we have gone through multiple business, car rental, nappy distribution, chicken farming. Yes, you heard it, chicken farming. And we had gotten into quite a bit of debt, and we needed to find a vehicle to help us constructively out of that debt. And property investing was that vehicle, where we have spent well over 100,000 Rand on getting the education, getting the coaching, getting somebody to hold our hand through the process, and literally succeeding in this space. And here's a simple, interesting fact. Did you know that property investing is not only for people that have money? It is also for people that are looking to get out of debt, because there are different strategies that you can pick up on and make money without putting any money down. So that's really been my biggest focus over the while, together with growing my company. And right now, I mean, we've got quite a reputation in the market. My husband is a co-founder of M5 Property Addicts, and I run my training and coaching company. But when we meet, we talk about property investing, and that's really the bulk of our conversation as husband and wife, outside of the kids, in property investing. Why? Because we found a strategy where we had time with no resources. Our resource is time, and we were able to find property opportunities and sell it to investors that are time poor, meaning they've got money, but they don't have the time to find an investment. So we were able to do due diligence and sell multiple deals and go into joint ventures and whatnot. And therefore, property investor. Now, go figure, I train and I coach alike. And that's really some of the stuff that I will touch in on today. So I'm a facilitator and a coach. And right now I am known as the entrepreneur that made property coaching a lot more attainable and affordable without skimping on the value, jam-packed for the real estate entrepreneurs that just felt that spending over 100K is just not part and parcel of what they can afford. And therefore, with the learnings and experience and the expertise, I was able to put a one-day property workshop together, and then put together an 8-week program so that people can get off the starting blocks with the skill. Much like I'm doing here today with the online marketing that I'm going to be talking about. And the marketing that I'm talking about online is not only centered around Facebook, where we will find, I will share with you a lot of nuggets on Facebook. However, I want to encourage you to stay until the end. I'm going to share with you some of the gifts that I have for you today. And I'm going to share with you all the links and everything that will be sent to you via email because you registered to be here. And now that we are on the webinar, for those that may not have joined the webinar, this webinar is obviously being recorded so that I can keep it live on YouTube, because right now, as part of my strategy in terms of online, I'm venturing out as to what can YouTube do for me as an entrepreneur. So without much ado, we're going to get into the thick of things, okay? Because I don't want to make it sound like this whole rags to riches story, because guys and girls, I'm still working my way out of a lot of things that I got into initially with online marketing that is not sitting comfortable with me. I'm still finding my way. But right now, I'm excited to say I have found my way to a point where I'm able to generate a part-time income online, and I'm excited. I'm in my way where I've used the same skills to elevate my brick and mortar company. So of course that too will make me excited. Okay. And this is why right now I've got the comfort to scream from the rooftop to say, hey, this is working for me. And daily I am meeting people globally that is helping me through a lot of technology things that I'm like, what? Does this exist? Does anybody know about chatbots? How chatbots are really made to help the entrepreneur move away from some of the admin conversations that they have in their inbox? Do you know about chatbots? If you do, drop it in the Q&A section, because I've enabled the Q&A section today. I didn't enable the comments. Why? Because I don't like navigating and then still sharing with you and then looking like I'm a crazy woman on the other side of the computer. So I really like the Q&A section, because I then answer as I go along. And then if there's questions that I may not answer as I go along, I can then always address it in a follow-up video or specifically answer that person, just so that I know that I have addressed the webinar in all its efficacy, or rather in all its standing. Listen to me in my crazy language. So yeah, that's really why I prefer running my webinars where I'm not constantly looking at comments. I'll eventually grow to a team where I've got somebody taking care of comments and somebody taking care of that. But for now, while I'm still screaming from the rooftop about the efficacy of internet marketing, this awesome training, I want to share with you how it has helped me and elevate me from where I used to be to where I am. I haven't landed. I'm not a 6-figure yet. I'm not a 7-figure yet. But you know what? I'm much better than I was the other day. And I'm fortunate to know that on a weekly basis, I can go into my PayPal account and know that I have earned an income, however, be it part-time, online. And that for me is an achievement, because there's so many affiliate marketers that are out there selling products, and yet the time and effort that they put into it, they have not even scratched the surface. True, it happens, but you know what? I'm not here to diss anybody. I'm just saying to you, if you are here, I want to encourage you to investigate before dismissing what you think you know. Okay, before you resign yourself to saying, oh, I know all about internet marketing, or I know all about affiliate marketing. That's not what we are going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about today really training on the different strategies you can use to select a niche, okay, to make money online, to accelerate your offline business. Because for me, I wanted to see if this really works. This is how much of a skeptic I can be. When I learned the internet marketing skills, I thought to myself, there's so much rah-rah online. I want to prove whether this works by implementing them on my offline business. Has anybody that is here in the webinar today done that before? Well, if you have, please hook me up and say, yes, Jen, I have done that before. Wonderful. My Q&A box is just lit up like this. Okay, that is wonderful. Wonderful stuff. There's a lot of people that are like me. When you go into something, you're slightly skeptical, which is why I've got this slide very early. Investigate before dismissing what we think we know. And I, at the point, thought, well, I know quite a bit about internet marketing and nothing is coming through. So now that I'm in this program, I'm not going to do everything that they said. I am going to apply these principles on my brick and mortar. And guess what, guys? My brick and mortar went to another level. Why? When I listened to the content about selecting my niche, I looked at my competitors and I said, what is it that my competitors are doing? What could I do different to make things better? And you know what? I reverse engineered what they did, because I know that I've plugged into a few startups. And for me, I felt like, especially when I was at this one startup, I was like, my guys, you'll got my intention, you'll got my vision. But the way to do it, I'm not quite comfortable. I was there for a little over a quarter, and I tell you, each time where I could, I pulled back. Why? I loved what their intention was, but the method of delivery really used to exhaust me to a point when I'm done with the weekend masterclass, I was flat the Monday. I was exhausted. I was drained because it was like I was seeing the market that I wanted to help walk out the door. And I thought, what could I do different? And what did I do? I listened to the internet marketing advanced training that said, reverse engineer what your competitors are doing and see where you lie or where you can get it different, where you can make it better. So what did I do? I know I like to teach a small bunch of people at a given time. So what did I do? I secured a training room that can seat 12 people. Well, it can seat more, but the way I set it up, 12 people at maximum. So what I do is I share with the property investors or those that are interested in property investing, and I say to them, if you want to know more about property investing in a small, intimate environment where you know all your questions are answered and addressed to your satisfaction, and also knowing that you can generate a group conversation without getting lost in the noise, then my one-day property workshop is for you. Would I have marketed it that way had it been a different life, a life before knowing internet marketing? Probably not. So that's what it's done for me. I'm now able to sit down and watch and learn what people are doing, what they're not doing, where they get caught up in, where they don't get caught up in. And you know what? It has been of absolute value to me because I now use social media different. I now use the different platforms on the internet a lot more different. Now I'm learning how to use YouTube for business on a whole different level. So nonetheless, before you resign, like I said, yourself to saying, I know all about internet marketing. Indulge me for this time because you've taken the time to register and be here. And I really, really appreciate that. So while we get into why people buy, or rather people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So before we get into to that topic of why people buy why you do it, I just want to hear from you. Where are you from? Please tell me your country of origin in the Q&A space so that I know where you're from. Happiness, Canada. Well, oh, lovely, Nepal. What time is it there today? The UK, the Netherlands. Oh, the Netherlands is still my favorite country in the whole world. I was an au pair there. And there's quite a few people that are saying South Africa, Durban, South Africa, Joburg, South Africa, small place you might not know. I like that one. Tell me that small place I might not know. Okay. Okay, South Africa, Joburg. There's a lot of Joburgers here. Are you guys here from work and it's your lunch break now? Or are you an entrepreneur just really wanting to grow your business? Yes, it's lunch break for me. I was excited to see that your webinar is at a time during the day. Yeah, I thought I would try something different today instead of the evening webinars that I have. Oh, the little small place in South Africa is Ga-Rankuwa. I know Ga-Rankuwa. It's a small little town outside of Pretoria, right? I've heard of it, so that's something I know it, but I've never been there. Wonderful. I am absolutely psyched. Guys, thank you so much, man. Here's a high 10 for you. Thank you so much for joining me. So going back to our presentation on why this is important. So why are we all here? Why is this important? Why is it important to know that people don't buy what you are selling, but they buy why you're doing what you're doing? Okay, I'm going to share with you what I have learned over time around my space. So I would also like you, just like you just shared with me where you're from, to also share with me why. Okay, so here's why all of this I believe is important for any future success for your business right now. There is a major shift. Why is internet marketing important? Because of the major shift. I'm sure you go onto YouTube, you go onto Facebook, and you hear all these gurus talking about 6 figures, 7 figures. Some people even talk about 8 figures. There's a 2-comma club, all of these different things. So why is it important to understand internet marketing? Because guys, simply put, to elevate your business and to put your business out there, whether it's online or offline, you need to be able to do this with a very unique message, okay? There's such a shift happening right now that people are also going through retrenchment. How will you now, not knowing how to market yourself, come into business if you've been retrenched and you want to use, for example, retrenchment money to accelerate where you are? How will you know how to do it? Now is the time to get all of those learnings in place. It is so, so very important, okay? So before we continue, I just want to have a sip of water and I want to hear from you. Are you an employee? Are you an entrepreneur, a small business owner? And why would you like to grow your online footprint in a more productive manner? I would like to hear from you while I sip. I will read your messages out in a moment. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So I'm an entrepreneur. I just started. I don't have lots of money to spend on flashy causes. Okay, fair enough. Been there, done that. I'd gone through a place where I had no income, nothing, nada, not 1 cent coming through for 2 or 3 consecutive months. Proper. I've had my car repossessed from me. Fortunately, 3 days later, I went back like a boss and I got that car, right? It pushed me in the right direction of, you know what, if you need to go in all guns blazing as an entrepreneur, you must do what you've got to do. Wonderful. I'm an employee and I'm looking to bail from my working place. I'm also an employee. That's why I'm logging in during lunch. I'm an employee, but I've got a side hustle. Entrepreneur, multi-level marketing. Guys, for those of you that don't know multi-level marketing, it's really about network marketing, selling other people's products, network marketing. Wonderful. So we've got a good mixture here today. Wow, you have blessed me with awesomeness today. So I want to say this to you. Okay. Why is learning internet marketing so important? I really want to say these factors. Most of the generate an income online advice that you get, I have found it to be wrong. I'm not saying everybody's wrong. I have found how very wrong it can be. And here's the reason why. A lot of aspiring entrepreneurs tend to copycat. Jen is doing it this way, so if I copy Jen, this is how it's going to turn out for me. Some of them will then just look at the different methods Jen uses to get their attention. And yet our audiences are so different, okay? So with this internet marketing training, guys, you're going to learn so many different methods that you will then decide, hey, what is for me, I will use. What's not for me, I will still keep top of mind or in the back of my mind. So one day, if I'm curious enough, I may use it, okay? I'm currently developing my Udemy course. In the interim, what have I done? I have found a picture, my own picture, obviously. I found a frame on Facebook that says, I teach on Udemy. I haven't completed the course yet, but to market it and bring it to the attention of others, I wonder who will see and who won't. Isn't that an interesting one? So the second thing is people are annoyed right now with a lot of unoriginal content. So you coming into internet marketing, I want to encourage you to say, get your content right. Talk to people. You know how I initially started with my content? I wondered what are the emotions I'm going through. And if I know I'm not the only entrepreneur in the world, surely others are going through the same thing as me. And so I set out to really lay myself bare on social media to say, you know what, guys, I know that it's tough out there, but what are we doing to elevate each other? And what do you think I got in return? A lot of entrepreneurs also saying it's a bit lonely. I've got even a group called Crafting Our Coaching. Why? Because as life coaches, because I'm an accredited life coach, we go through that process where we're constantly hearing about somebody else's goal, or it's just quiet, or in that time of creation, it's just quiet. And we want to leverage off the energy of other people that come through, okay? And by doing that and sharing that, I then started a community of people around me that are also entrepreneurs, that are also going through, how did you get this and how did you get it? And so leaning on each other and leveraging off of each other became something that I do online. And that is on my Genevieve Stafford Jack page, where I'm like, okay, this is wonderful. I start asking, what are you doing this week to make it better? Or sometimes I just post a whole lot of encouraging stuff, depending on how I'm going through life at that particular time. So I know our customers of tomorrow are a lot of millennials. Are we talking the same language? Think about it. Those of us that are 40 plus, yes, I'm in that category. Those of us that are 40 plus, are we really taking time to understand what people need and want? Are we? Okay. And just another thing to say, I'm going to talk a lot about passion and skills, but they're not enough. They're good start, but not enough. Until we get the vehicle to give direction to that passion, that skill, then it becomes something that we can monetize. So are you with me in this? Okay. So I just want to address the next question on, is this right for you? Is this webinar right for you? So that you know whether to say, you know what, Jen, I'm tapping out. This is not right for me. So is this right for you? You want to grow your online business. You want to start and grow an online business, or you want to elevate your offline business, and you want to identify what niche would work really well for you and how to strategically put that niche out there. If you've answered yes to any of those, and of course, yes, earlier somebody said, quite a few people said that they're network marketers. Can you use Facebook in a lot more of a constructive way? So I don't want to shoot down anyone that's in network marketing, but I found that sometimes our network marketers, we use our Facebook status to try and get people into our downline. Guys, if somebody has never gone to a meeting or understand what network marketing is, they're not going to understand the word downline. They're not going to even care about the word downline. They're just going to think you're selling them something. Okay? That also goes for people that are selling their own products or their own training. I know I'm guilty of that. Is anybody guilty of that? I am guilty of using my Facebook profile to do exactly that. And so I started learning differently. Would I then have a testimonial, a little vibe, a whole live webinar, and then say, if you are interested in this, really tick the boxes for you, here's the link. But nonetheless, go into my company page for further updates. That's where I draw them to, so that when they do go to my Facebook page that is for business, then they can see, oh, she's a whole lot more than what she actually says on a personal profile. Just think about that. We don't want to chase our friends and family away, right? So I'm going to say that if you've ticked the boxes for any of that, then this is definitely for you. I know I've hit a rough patch in my business, and this internet marketing program accelerated my business. It took it from people barely knowing it to a point where they now know Jen is the go-to entrepreneur that is a property investor, that also teaches what she does, and she does what she teaches. How's that one, right? And I do it at attainable prices. Could we give it away for free? Think about if we give everything away for free. Would people really appreciate it? But nonetheless, my bookkeeper told me that this is as good as free. But that's a story for another day. So I want to tell you the difference between what I'm going to share with you today and what you may have heard is that this It's not a silly little growth hack, right? Neither is it a push button, relax solution. It's none of the above. This is, are you ready for some serious hard work? And you're going to push through, you're going to learn and apply and learn and apply. Okay? Stand out. If that is something that interests you, then this is what this particular training is about. Okay? Because too many times are we sold this get rich quick schemes. Think about it. How long did it take you to perfect the work that you deliver for a corporate? Overnight? Was there a push button solution? I want to leave it there. So as I said, learn, apply, and stand out. Remember earlier I spoke to you about plugging into different startups, and I was a doubt. I was doubtful Thomas. So this is what I did. Because I plugged into a number of startups on a consulting basis, I started seeing what made me happy, the ideas that I had, whether it fitted into the corporate space, whether it fit in for people off the street that I was trying to attract. Where did it fit in? I saw some of my ideas were grandiose. I saw some of my ideas were tangible. But what I also started seeing is identifying gaps in the market. And with my one-day property workshop, I put through all the skills that my students that were one-on-one coaching students with me, and that people that I found in bigger organizations talking about how this pain point has got them not moving anywhere, or not having money has gotten a bit of a stump for them to move forward. And I got to having a lot of conversations with people while I was still encouraging them to go through with my clients' coaching, because ethically, that's what my client got me there for, right? That if you are consulting with your clients, run and understand their intention and their vision. And that's what I did. But later on the ground, I started realizing this is not entirely of what I wanted. This is not entirely of how I wanted to position training and coaching for investing, property investing, if I ever had to do it. So I saw that gap and I thought, I came back to my internet training modules and I started identifying and I started putting things together, because from all of this, they teach you and they share with you and they instruct you how to. But more importantly, I felt at the time when I got into this training, could I have had somebody to support me? And that's where it can get difficult. And that's where the gap that I had found, that anyone that comes into internet marketing and they decide to take charge of where they are, they're going to come through and join into the community that I'm in. I'm going to be there for them 24/7. I've got a secret group on Facebook just for people like you and I that needed that extra push. Does that sound like something inviting to you? If that sounds exciting to you and inviting to you, I want you to comment yes in the Q&A box. Why? Because I want to know that I'm speaking to the right person. Wonderful. Thanks so much, guys. I see all the yeses coming through. That makes me a very, very happy Jenna. Okay. So like I said to you, I plugged into businesses. I started seeing what the gaps are on the floor, on the ground, and I started constructing what's going to work for me all around my passion. And when I took off with the one-day property workshop and the group coaching that I put in place, I realized that I was servicing real people that were just waiting for my product to happen. And I really can be proud to say that I have coached over the last 2 to 3 months, properly over 10 people, and they are excited. I keep my numbers low. Why? Because I want to impact people on a personal level and not on the big company to one person level. Is there something wrong with doing that? No. Is there something wrong with my method? No. It is just for the people that have the intention behind it to see whether that would work for them. Does that sound exciting to you? Because I believe that it's exciting in my space. So today I've groomed a few marketers. However, I am still being groomed by top marketers in the industry of internet marketing. And for me right now, I'm really just zoning in on my social media leg to see how best could I use my mentors that are giving me guidance. How best could I use the advice to move forward? Guys, are you still with me? Please type in yes in the yes box in the comments box to tell me that you are still with me. Fantastic stuff. So you want to ask yourself, what sets you apart? If, for example, you're a network marketer, like I also am, you're a brick and mortar company owner, like I am, what sets you apart? What set me apart from all the other training, property training houses versus me? Some of the training corporates, they are 100 to 200 people on a given weekend. I am 10 people and less. 12 people and less. Why? Because I'm looking for an intimate environment. So if there's anybody that feels like they're going to get lost in the crowd, who do you think they will turn to? Naturally, when they find me, they will turn to me. Okay? I would assume that. Why? Because I'm talking to something that they need, a small, intimate environment to learn. That's what sets me apart. Our content is slightly different. I talk a lot more of the theory via an experience. I don't just give you a theory. I'm going to tell you the experience that I've gone through that highlights the theory to you. And then I discuss the theory. Why? Because you need the confidence that, by the way, this person also knows what they're talking about. Right. So what sets you apart currently in what you're doing? Okay. So some of the MLMers in the house, which network marketing company are you with? Can I hear? There's Amway, Herbalife, Amway, a lot of Amway people in the house, cosmetics, makeup. What are those names called? Okay, it's fine if you don't want to mention it. Okay, there's quite a few products coming through. Okay, so what sets you apart right now? There's Happy Socks. Happy Socks, what sets you apart? I'm struggling to get my voice heard because there's so many of us selling the same thing. Fair enough. So Happy Socks, let's take that for an example. Think about this. Whoever called it Happy Socks clearly had something in mind. One of the first times I heard about Happy Socks, my husband was wearing them. And I wondered, what funky socks is he wearing? Because I know him, but I don't know this type of socks for him. And he says, oh, what do you mean? These are Happy Socks. And I'm like, Happy Socks? What do you mean, Happy Socks? Okay. And later, I started realizing, and of course, ever since I'd seen it on him, that I started seeing it everywhere. And I started realizing they're everywhere. So Happy Socks, do you think you could, for example, do a Facebook Live where you are having a moment that you're all excited for in the morning? Maybe music is playing in the background, you're miming the song, and you get to a point where you put your cell phone at an angle and show the audience that you're putting on your Happy Socks and say, well, this socks gives me this type of vibe, hence I'm playing this type of socks, this type of music. People are going to start looking forward to your posts. Why? Because you are appealing to them from a marketing point of view. You're doing a bit of public relations, okay? You're not doing selling. People like stories. People buy from people they like. And if they like you and they like your vibe, they're going to buy from you. We keep hearing that statement, people buy from people they like. Think about it. What would separate Michael, who said he's an Amway, and Sean that said he's an Amway? What would separate them if they're both selling me a protein bar? Who they are would bring me into a space where I would want to buy from them. Just a thought, right? So all I'm saying is a lot of the things that we learn, put all of it together to create your blueprint for success. There's trial and error. It's all about testing to see what your audience likes, okay? I know my core values are behind all the things that I do. Spiritually, for me, spiritually in tune. I'm not going to talk about Jesus to a Hindu or to maybe somebody that is Muslim. I don't want to offend them. But can we stand and or sit together and have a spiritual conversation? Can we spiritually uplift each other? Some people are going to say, oh, no, 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 I don't want to water down my faith. You're not watering down your faith. All you're doing is you're sitting with another spiritual being and you're uplifting each other. Okay? From different standpoints. Some friendships you're going to win with that. Some friendships you're not going to win with that. Some people you might even say, I'm not going to even buy from that person if they are Christian or if they are whatever. You know what I mean? So it all goes back to trial and error. Find what works for you and what attracts people into your space. I'm not scared to talk about Christianity, but I'm not going to shove it down somebody else's throat. Why? Because I'm not there to convert. If somebody is going to convert into Christianity, they best have seen my life, and my life had been exemplary, exactly like marketing. Okay, I know I don't like to talk about religion or politics, but that's for me an example that I like to use still, because it's a sensitive subject, and people, you can see how people's behaviors flare up, like, oh, don't you dare talk about religion in front of me. It's not to convert you, it's just to share. Could two people that are spiritual sit side by side? Use what is currently, use what you've seen, okay? There's these gurus that come up and say, hey, is there something that that guru is doing that you see that you would like to do? Now, if you do, I want to say, now make it more authentic to you and amp it up. Why? Because that is part of putting it all together, your blueprint for success. So I know that we've gone and we've chatted about quite a few things. I want to get into the crux of a lot more winning recipes for you. Social media, the things that I am learning about social media. My question to you is, some of you that have got pages, are you interacting with the people on those pages? And if yes, how are you interacting with those people on those pages? Okay. Turn that community into an engaging machine where at the end of the day, you are able to share with people, you are able to service people, but at the same time, you are able to bring value to them. Make sure that you use videos. I'm big on videos. My first live video was not all that and a bag of chips. I listened to it. I had so many ums and ums. I would horrify a lot of Toastmasters that I know that would say, grammarian counter. They would just like, Jen, were you really in Toastmasters? Okay. So I would say use video content or live videos or pre-recorded videos to get the attention of your audience. When you are doing something, offer somebody something for free, an ebook, something that is of value to them. Like towards the end of this webinar, I'm going to share with you the freebies that you will get. I'm going to email them to you, okay, at the end of this webinar. So you need to stay until the end of the webinar so that it can register that you have been here so that you can get the free gift emailed to you. That's something highly important. Why? Because it's going to talk to mindset, and it's going to talk to you as an entrepreneur that you are. For those employees wanting to leave work, do you think getting a free book on being a powerful entrepreneur is going to help you? I would like you to type yes in the comments field. Let me know if that's something that will help you. I'm getting a lot of yeses coming through. For those that are wanting to overcome doubt, self-doubt, do you think a free resource like an ebook talking about overcoming self-doubt and limiting beliefs would help you? I'd like you also to type in the comments field and let me know that this is something that can certainly help you. Wonderful. Then at least I know the gifts that I'm going to give you, if you stay until the end of this webinar, is something of value to you. Wonderful stuff. All right. I hope, guys, that so far everything that I'm sharing with you is of value. I'm also just double checking that in my notes, I am ticking off all the nuggets that I didn't want to forget any of the nuggets. I'm ticking off all the nuggets that I am sharing with you. Okay. So I want to ask those that are good at blogging, do you think you can use your blog post to share and express who you are? Once you've done that, add all your handles on there. That is your Facebook name, your Instagram name, and whatever the case is. And do you think you can come onto Facebook and say, for everybody that has got an interest on XYZ, today I was inspired and I wrote a blog post about it. So you can click on the link below and read my blog post. Do you think that could be something of value? Something that you could do? I absolutely think it could be something of value. I've written a few blog posts, but I must admit it's not my strong point. My strong point is, can I get behind the camera? Yes, but it took me how long to get behind the camera and do a video, or do a live video for that matter, okay, with all my ums and ums. But I've gotten better over time, okay? So here's something that's debatable that I'd like to put to you today. Posting frequently during the day. So how many posts are you supposed to post during the day? You will never know until you try. Why? Because your audience is different to my audience. My audience is different to your audience. And even if we're in the same niche, the people that we are talking to and the way we are talking is different. Not everybody likes a happy-go-lucky person. So some people just shoot me down for just being overzealous and oversharing and talking so much and being loud. I'm still accused of being loud. And now, instead of defending it like I used to, I'm like, yes, I am happy and proud to be loud. Not to get up in the next person's face, but just to own who I am. Are you guys ready to own who you are? Drop me a yes if you are ready to own who you are. Wonderful. There's a lot of people. I am authentically me. I'm ready to own who I am. Wonderful stuff. You know what, guys? That for me, I feel is the fastest way to grow your business, because being authentically you are going to attract people with a core belief of authenticity. How warming is that to know? Now, one of the other factors that I've learned about Facebook, the fastest way to grow your audience, your targeted specific audience, is to do advertising. Now, I want to pair this up with a bit of caution. First, learn how to do advertising on Facebook before you use this strategy. That's all I'm asking you. Understand Facebook. You know why? Because a lot of us started off this way. On our post, we always just selling our wares to friends that are friends, or to family that are your friends on Facebook. We're selling our way thinking everybody should certainly see the value in it. No, we're not in all the same place. I am guilty of it. Okay. And I've moved away from it. If you find a link where I'm selling anything on my personal page, know this, it is at the back of a lot of marketing, and a number of friends have been asking me how. So I'm saying to my friends that are asking me how, guys, those that have been asking me how, find the link above and please join my FHC page community so that you can get a whole lot more value. So what am I doing? I'm moving them away from my personal profile. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Other people find that it's good to have a sale. And if they're going to have a sale, they're going to post all over their public page about the sale. Now, here's a quick tip. Use keywords like coupon or discount. Why? Because it has a high response rate. Who is not looking for a discount? I used that a couple of months ago with the coaching that I do. I offered a 75% coaching discount, and people came through and said, yes, Jen, I am ready to redeem that particular discount. Okay. But I thought, if I'm going to do that, I need to take traction and I need to take ownership to respond to each and every comment that could come through, to each and every inbox that comes through. Why? because people are looking for engagement. And if they've answered you or said something, they're clearly looking for you to either answer or validate or verify what they're talking to you about. And it's also common courtesy for you to reply, okay? Because people are not there just to buy your product or just to take up your services. People are there so that you can engage. You can show who you are. You can show a lot more of who you are. All right. So I really hope that some of these tips are really helping you if you didn't know about them. Now, back onto Facebook. I've learned so much about Facebook. None of it is in the internet marketing, but this is what I learned over and above because of the communities I started being part of when I got into internet marketing. Something that I learned is it's good to use Facebook features. If you're going to post, use those backgrounds and the emojis and things like that. Why? Because apparently Facebook's algorithm likes the fact that you're using new features. It's like you're promoting the new features to everybody that is there, okay? Not everybody knows about some of these features. So when you are posting, some people may just come through and say, how did you do that? I don't know if you've ever had that, but I've had it multiple times. So use Facebook's new features. It will put you in good stead. Okay, just one or two other things, guys. When you are using any images, use nice, clear, crystal clear images. I go through to places like Pixabay and Unsplash, Canva, because on Canva, they've even got the dimensions right for a Facebook post, right? That will have clear, crystal image, like nice pixelized pictures. Yes. Okay, cool. Somebody's asked me in the Q&A section, please can you type out the names of those URLs? Okay, cool. What I will do is in the email that I will send you when you stay until the end of this webinar, I will definitely have those particular URLs mentioned accordingly. All right, I trust that that helps you. Wonderful stuff. So just some words of caution around Facebook, guys. I know I've hammered on so much in Facebook, but Facebook is what we use all the time. And I really just want to bring simple home truths through to you, okay? A lot of this I learned over and above the internet marketing training that I'm sharing with you today. I learned over and above that, okay? So in terms of a few words of caution for Facebook, be careful not to do the following. You type out a post on your personal page, you copy it, you paste it onto your, or you paste it onto your fan page, or you share it onto your fan page, and then you share it in all the 20 community groups that you're in. Facebook sees that as spamming, and Facebook can shut your account down for that. You will also get a low reach. It's a true story. Like, I'm listening to big gurus telling me about that. My mentor keeps telling me about that as well. It keeps coming up in conversations in the communities that I'm involved in, right? Because right now I'm involved in so many entrepreneurial communities that are talking about internet marketing, and all we are doing is cross-skilling and sharing with each other on how things work for them and how things work for us. Also, when you are joining different groups, instead of joining the groups, for example, if you're about making money online, instead of joining 25 groups that say make money online, rather join groups where you've got an interest. If you're a Toastmaster, join a Toastmasters group. If you like tennis, join the tennis group. Why am I saying that? Because you already have got in common with the next person in the group the reason for the existence of that group. And they're not going to say to you, buy this bat, this tennis bat from me, okay? Whereas when you go to make money online type groups, people in there, I'm not saying all of them, but many of them tend to be spammy. Then the next best thing, they're friending you on Facebook, and then they're selling you all sorts of stuff. So I'm just saying, be careful. I'm not saying they're all like that. I'm just saying, be wary. Just be very careful. Cool. So that really is from a Facebook side of things that I've learned over time that puts me in good stead. So if you do nothing, I would like you to take some of these lessons that I've shared with you and apply them in your space and see what it does for you. Because it all goes back down to mindset change, okay? Changing mindset so that you can be where you need to be. And what I mean by that is, this is the point where I'll talk about a lot more on those free gifts. Being a powerful entrepreneur, there's a lot of things that you need to know as an entrepreneur that you will not find in online easily. You will not find the truth from other entrepreneurs very easily. But when I read this book, it ticked off so many things for me. So I really hope that you enjoy this free gift, and it's really sent to you with love. Then the next gift is overcoming self-doubt. Overcoming self-doubt is really just about the stuff that we've got in our heads, our limiting beliefs. We are operating from a space where we don't have a full truth, but we've got a full-blown story in our head about why things are working out the way they're working out. Let me give you an example. Actually, this is what happened the other day. There was somebody not so long ago that closed off a parking spot because of the way they parked. They popped into the strip mall, and by the time they came back, I had already found somewhere else, and I was walking past the same parking where I was going to park, and that person was gone. I was so annoyed with them because between me seeing them closing off the parking and me going to park somewhere else, I've got 100 stories going in my head. Okay. I get into the mall and I hear, I really hope everything is okay with that guy, because that guy just came to get somebody from the shop who's, I don't know whether it was a relative or something like that, that had just met up in an accident down the road. And that relative had said, so-and-so works at this shop, go and call them. What was I supposed to know? I didn't know that. The people that were talking about it didn't even know that I was annoyed at this particular person. Yet I was making up stories in my head due to insufficient information. Okay, mindset. It all goes back to mindset. So changing mindset so that you can be where you need to be. So I really hope, guys, that this particular webinar has really helped you and has made you sit down and think again. Yes, there's many people that are talking about generating an income online and all of these things, but I'm saying to you, get the skill to generate the income online. Get the skill, get the know-how, because there's so many programs that will tell you how to select your niche. It will tell you where to go and do research. It will tell you how to formulate the domains and things like that that people do. It will give you such good, concise information on how to go about doing what you did. And why I believe in it? Because I use those exact same methods to boost my company. And it was also validation on the things that I did right for my brick and mortar company. So for me, I felt like I was winning in both ways. So here is what I want to say. So what I want to do now is really just go over a little bit more things that I mentioned in terms of the training and how it can help you take everything that you learned today and start to generate your part-time income, accelerate your offline business, and use the same skills to potentially create another income stream. Okay, my income stream is all around training and coaching. So the different topics that I love, I'm able to shape and put different courses together and then go online and monetize them. Am I ripping people off? No. Am I speaking from a point of experience? Yes. That's the point. And then I invite you to come and then be part of my private community that I only just created last week, because I had that moment like, ding, what if I don't have to always just answer person one, and what if I take it to a group and there's a few of us sharing different points of view. That's what is separating, for example, my property investing class and coaching to everybody else. I'm doing it as a group. Do you know how many things come up as a group? But nonetheless, I want to say to you, so if you want to be recognized as an influencer and really respected for the authority that you already are, if you want to build goodwill in your marketplace by contributing to the lives of other people, and if you really just want to spread your unique message to the world, then I will say to you, this training is definitely for you. I want to encourage you to take charge of this training. Okay? I'm not going to dissect this training on the webinar. Instead, I want to send you through to the link that I call Take Charge of Your Income. And I want you to sit and look at that video. It's a 6-minute video. And you tell me whether this is something that will work for you. In the email that you will be sent, you will also get all the ways on how to connect with me. Connect with me on Facebook so that we can have more conversation. Ask me further information that you've been asking me, like you've been sharing with me throughout this particular webinar, okay? Let's have that relationship so that every time you go through content, we then share with each other, and then we share in the community. And this is really what I'm saying. This is my first time sharing with everybody that I've created a secret group on Facebook. Why? Because I'm taking it up a level. I'm amping it up. I've seen the value of groups that are being nurtured for a particular subject, because I'm part of 3 groups that really pushed me over the edge and challenged me. What am I doing for people that come into the training that I've encouraged them to be part of? So I've created this group so that you and I can be on this journey, so that we can join the journey and help each other along the way. So what I want to implore you to do is click on the link called Take Charge of Your Income, okay? Look at that video and then connect with me so we can have more conversations. All right. I know that it's going to be certainly something that you are interested in. And one other thing, if you feel that you are not ready for that, do you want to get more training that talks to the subjects that we are talking about, that helps you distinguish your niche, that makes you understand more about Facebook, that actually helps you create a sales video or a sales letter, that even talks about YouTube, because now I'm going to be applying a lot of my learnings on YouTube. That's why I didn't talk much about YouTube today, because I am testing the method. And I want to see how best can I help people through my subscriber base grow into who they need to be. Does that sound of something of interest to you? And if you say, I'm not ready yet for the internet marketing, but I want to know more, there's an entrepreneurial digital starter pack that I've put together with you in mind, because I know what it feels like to go down the rabbit hole of listening to 75 different YouTube videos and not any of them having an end-to-end process. Nothing wrong again with some of the YouTube videos. Some of the YouTube videos, in fact, what it's done for me, because of the background knowledge that I've got from the internet marketing course, the training course that I'm sharing with you about, what it's done for me is then accelerate or just click or make click something that I didn't quite understand. And again, that's another reason why I love the fact that I've taken accountability and responsibility of now creating a private group for anybody that goes through the training and they register for the training. Immediately you will be part of this particular community, immediately, along with the free gifts that I am sending to you. So as I close off today, I want you to remind you of the simple phrase called I am. I am, you fill in the blank of anything that it is that you believe you are. I filled in the blank here. So let's see if you can see this one. I am enough. And by saying to myself, I know that's radical. I'm not saying go and get a tattoo. I'm just saying I remind myself every day that I am enough. So listen, you've watched right through to the end of this training. You've listened to the way that I have applied the skill of internet marketing. Okay. You have heard what I've done. Now I want you to see what I've done by clicking the links that I've made available for you. And you make that decision, you make that choice of what is going to work for you. You know that growing your business is the fastest way to turn your skill or your passion into an income. And it has to be clear to you right now that the training that I'm talking about has elevated and can also elevate you. And it will show you how to grow your offline business. The same skill will teach you how to start and grow your online business. The same skill will also teach you how to select your niche that you are happy in. I'm in training and coaching. Go figure if you hear me talking about so many different things. Why? Because training and coaching, I've put the skill to the test. So in the next 30 days, even 90 days, okay, what will your social media look like if you just apply some of the things I've spoken to you today for free? What will it look like to you? What will it look like to your family and friends? What will it look like to potential prospects, especially if you're in the networking business? What would your social media footprint look like? How will you be growing your social media footprint? Okay, so with that, this is my last invite to you. So I want to invite you for the last time to participate in implementing this particular skill. Go through, register. I will be on the other side so that I can help you step by step come into my space, learn from what I'm doing, learn from what the rest of my group is doing, and the things that I'm still learning from my mentor. You will get hot off the press because I believe I'm a teacher and I'm a student. I only teach what I am fully convicted in, okay? What I am earning money in, and what I am good at. I am not going to teach you theory and a pie in the sky. And that's why I say to you on the other side, join my organization and let's see how we can move forward together. So go ahead, take advantage of the gifts that I've made available to you. Click on the free gifts link so that you can have your gifts sent through to you. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank you globally from a beautiful South Africa and say thank you for spending your lunch hour with me. Thank you for spending your time with me. And I want to say, guys and ladies, guys and gals, have an awesome, awesome weekend. Don't forget to be awesome, but don't forget to be authentically you, because that's the important thing here. We don't want to be positioned as something airy, flary. All we want to do is share who we are to the world because somebody is waiting for your message. So you take good care.